Hey, are we live? It's my first time doing this, so figuring out I'm getting mixed signals. I see things working on YouTube and YouTube saying, we're not receiving any data from your encoder. No data, no data, and yet it looks like we're live, so let's do this. Is that Ralph there? Hey Ralph, is audio coming through? Everything sounding okay? All right. There we go. Let's try this. Oh, now I've got good stream status. Awesome. Thanks for making it over to the YouTube side, Ralph. This is pretty exciting. Trying something a little new. Got a little bit of a new look. For anybody who is joining, well, I'll give people actually a minute before I do my little spiel. Actually, you know what? I think YouTube allows you to scroll back and see past video. So actually, I should just do my spiel, introduce myself, and then get started, because anyone who comes in later on, I believe, should be able to, like, what do you call it? Not pan. Scrub. I think that's the word. Scrub back and see the language. All right, so, hey. Hey, Chen. Nice to see you. I'm Adam, by day product designer at AngelList. I've been doing streaming on Twitch for, man, over a year, and am interested in exploring YouTube. This is my first live YouTube stream, so if anything goes wrong, I'll count it up to noob experience. But so far, I think I've got things set up the way they should be. If you have never joined my live streams on Twitch before, I'll tell you a little bit about what's going to happen and kind of the format and etiquette, and then we can dive in and get started. So I stream weekly on Thursday nights, 6 p.m. This is the time. I usually try to stream for a couple hours, and I'm here to help. Like, if people have questions, I'm always happy to jump in and talk about questions, discuss things. Ralph he's one of our awesome question champions. So it's great to see him in chat. And then I just kind of like share things, talk about stuff that's going on. I might work on projects. So tonight's agenda, I'll do my AngelList pitch, because I love AngelList and I love working at AngelList, and I want to share AngelList. And then I think it would be cool to do a portfolio review in case new people are coming in and seeing this. They can see like one of the types of things that I do on stream. There are a couple tools I would like to check out. One is a flowchart tool that's pretty easy, and I would add it to my toolkit. There's another sketch plugin that I'm curious to try out that I haven't tried out, so kicking the tires on that. And then I'm trying to think, was there anything else to share? Those are the big things. Of course, if you have questions, hit me up in chat. I'll be getting used to the setup for YouTube here. Oh, is chat showing up on my stream? That's something to check, actually. Let me do a test. Let me say something nice in a test, like happy. Oh, something else that's new. I fractured my wrist last weekend, so I'm one-handed typing. So if I seem slow to respond or I've got weird typos, it's probably because I'm not used to typing one-handed. I wanted to see Happy Thursday. No, that didn't display on the video, did it? All right, so there's a tool that I use called Streamlabs that should be putting chat stuff up on the screen, but maybe I have to log in. I don't know. Hey, if Ralph or Chen, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, could you try subscribing? I'm curious to see if I have any alerts set up. Or maybe unsubscribe and resubscribe to help test. There's my... Let's get some of these basic things tested first. That'd be a good idea. You did. Okay, nothing happened. That's a bummer. I wonder what's going on here. Widgets. Alert box. I wonder if it has the same Mac issue that this other one had. Okay, I'm gonna just do a test real quick here. Okay, that was ginormous. So got a weird size, I see. Kind of doubled in size. All right, now if we lock it, I'm just gonna test it once more. Cool. Can you all see that alert? Did that show up? All right, interesting. So the test is working, but the test is working, but it doesn't, something's broken. All right, that'll be my to-do. I'll play around with that. We don't need to spend too much time messing around with that, but appreciate it. At least the test works. Now I just need to figure out the rest of it. All right. Sometime, hopefully by next week, I'll figure it out. Alrighty, let's dive in. Let's start off with, Angelus plug. Oh, actually, I want to get in the habit of posting links too and practicing posting links, see how they work in YouTube. So I'm just gonna do a little self-promotion there. There's my website link. Okay, interesting. It shows up as a link. Cool. Nice. All right. I'll show you something odd though. I find it interesting that it calls a lot of attention to my messages, right? It's like it's flagging my name really loudly, even though presumably the stuff I say, I suppose if it's really busy chat, you want to see something. Maybe it's just that when chat is not that fast, it doesn't matter so much. Another question, if Ralph or Chen, if you want to help me test, would be to leave, like shut down the browser tab, and then come back in and see if you can see this chat history or if the chat is blank. I'm curious to know about that, because that was one of the things that frustrated me about Twitch, was I felt like I had to always keep posting stuff because as new people come in, they couldn't see anything in the past. Would love to see how that goes. All right, while that's going on, let's go ahead and do my quick AngelList plug. So AngelList, we're hiring. AngelList is a platform for startups. We have the talent side, which is all about hiring and finding jobs at startups and other companies, which is cool. And then, I see I'm logged in as my admin. Venture, the venture team, which is all about funding startups, connecting investors with angels. And all right, Ralph, thank you. Appreciate it for checking. That's fantastic. Super glad to hear that the chat stays, and so new people can come see what we've been talking about. That's fantastic. The venture team, we're hiring engineers primarily. I'll post this link in here. There we go. So that's the place you can go to check out jobs at AngelList. I know we're hiring designers and product people on the talent side. We're hiring engineers on my team, on the venture team, and I'm sure we've got a bunch of other cool jobs as well. So check that out. There's plenty of other companies, startups and companies as well. You've got a lot of power over your search criteria. So the next time you're starting to think about things, or even if you're just curious to see what's out there right now, head on over to AngelList and check it out. If you have any feedback about your experience, feel welcome to share with me in chat too. All right, that's AngelList. Yay. All right, next, let's dive into a portfolio review. And some portfolio reviews are something that I did quite frequently, especially when I streamed multiple times per week. With less bandwidth, I've done less live portfolio reviews and more offline portfolio reviews. But one of my friends that I met through streaming, Wes Cooper, he recently reached out to me for a portfolio review. I gave him some feedback, and I think he's taken some action on it. So I'm curious to go back and check it out, and I'll use it as an opportunity to talk a little bit about my philosophy about effective portfolio websites and some general tips and strategies and tactics that you can use to get better results from your own portfolio. All right, let's do it. I'm going to keep these things in order, so I'm going to bring this over. I'm also going to share the link, so if you're curious to do some poking around on your own, you can go ahead and do that. So I'll dive in here. So first thing I'm looking for from a portfolio website is the person's name. So, okay, cool. I have the right portfolio site. I know who this is. I'm looking for a role. Like, how do they title themselves? Is this a visual designer? Is this a product designer? Is this a UX designer? Is this a researcher? Is this an engineer? How are they talking about themselves? If you're struggling to come up with the title that you want to use for your portfolio website, what I recommend is take a look at the top 5 to 7 job posts out there that you're really excited about and see what's the title that they're using. For example, in my last job search, I found that a lot of the roles that were most interesting to me had product designer as the title. Previous titles had been like UX designer, UI UX designer, things like that. So I changed mine to product designer. So we get Wes's name. Yes, we've got product designer. It could be called out a little bit more. I think when you start getting into this longer text, it's easy to kind of glaze over and skim over. So I'll talk a little bit about strategy for text and just do a little hack to show one thing that I think will help. And then I'm looking for a superpower, a special sauce, secret sauce, superpower, something that demonstrates or shows me or tells me how Wes is different from the other product designers that I'm looking at as potential candidates. So already Wes is getting brownie points for me for his use of emoji. I'm a huge fan of using emoji. I'm a huge fan of small things that can make things more enjoyable or fun. And that's one of them. Little shapes as well. Cool. Simple decoration. His name is Wes. I assume his name is pronounced Wes. Depending on who's reviewing this, this name might be one that would benefit from a little tip. I'll just like pop over to mine. Like, Adam is a pretty standard name. It's very easy to find out how to pronounce it online. However, my last name, Ruff, from German roof, people are kind of like go either way. They flip a coin. They're rough, they're roof, they're how do you say it? So providing something, a clue like, oh, it rhymes with stuff. Okay, it's rough. Got it. If you have a name that's not super common, or that you think people from different backgrounds might have difficulty pronouncing, it's a little thing that can make a big difference for me. I always like to feel confident that I'm pronouncing people's names correctly. I don't hesitate to ask them, but it's even nicer if I know that. And it also expresses that this designer was thinking about the audience. Design things for humans. So I'm kind of on the fence. I think my description has gotten a little fluffier on my own website. So I'm kind of lightening up a little bit. But one thing that I encourage designers to really push for is when they're thinking about their differentiator, right? Or their kind of tagline. Ask yourself, if we asked 100 designers, what percentage of them would say the exact same thing or would agree with the same thing, right? So for example, Wes says that he designs things for humans. Like if I got 100 designers in the room here and I said, hey, how many of you design things for humans? What percentage of designers would raise their hand? I would expect 100%. There may be people who are designing things for animals, non-human animals, but for the most part, I would expect a huge percentage to say that. So in those situations, for me, that's kind of my fluff detector. Hey, would everyone agree with this, or does this apply to most designers? If so, I guess it's more about like, okay, know that, be aware of that, and then consider if you want to focus on something that's a stronger differentiator. All right, I was going to talk a little bit about text. Like for me, I think the product designer part is really important. So I might even, if I were Wes, and what I'm doing, by the way, is just going into the code here. And I'm a product designer at Orca. Product designer at Orca. Boom. Okay, so that's just a little teeny tiny. Oh, it's not Orca, it's Hey Orca. Sorry. Which is kind of funny because he says hey at the beginning. So he might want to change that just to be, unless he's trying to be consistent, he might do something like, hi. Hi, my name is Wes. I'm a product, can even cut out and. I'm a huge fan of short beats good. So the shorter you can make your text, the better it is. Boom. So this does a couple things. And I know I'm kind of spending quite a bit of time on details, but I'm trying to provide a little bit of an overview, even more so than specific feedback for Wes. This does a couple things. Number one, it tells you you're already employed as a product designer at a company. That's already like a statement of some sort of quality or competence that, hell, this person can do work. They already got hired. And we all know that the most attractive candidates are the ones that aren't looking, right? It's like they don't need to look. Those are like the magic ones. Of course, the ones that have jobs and are thinking about going, those are even the more desirable candidates. Anyways, that's that. I see he's got like this little button thing. I think I can click on it. I can. To me, this is like an unfamiliar pattern. I can understand it. I mean, I use my brain. I feel like sometimes I'm a smart guy. I can figure it out. But if it's not, most people will scroll. So I would say there's a couple of things Wes could do that I think would improve this. One, have a clear call to action that says like what this button does, right? Like scroll down, or what is the next section about? So maybe it's like more about me. right? Something that tells us what to expect, and actually use text button. I'm just going to scroll down real quick. There's some parallax stuff. Not really parallax stuff. It's just kind of fixed background. It's kind of elegant. It's a nice touch. He's got colorful shapes here. Then we're scrolling down. We get dark. We get some stroke shapes versus fill shapes. Those are little touches I like. He's got good typography in terms of heading and information hierarchy through these styles, the larger text and the smaller text. For the most part, the text is fairly small, but if everything was as short as this, it would be like that much better for me. I see he has made some big changes. I'm pretty impressed with Wes's changes. And overall, this is a very modern and clean, kind of minimalist approach website. And I expect that it's responsive, and I can go and check that. There's a little issues at certain levels, right? So there's a few things that Wes might look into when he's looking at the media queries. We'll get that big again. It's a little tricky to do my keyboard shortcuts one-handed. Previously, the last time I had checked out Wes's portfolio, there weren't these image kind of cards. It was literally just a list of text. It was super just like very minimalist, very sparse, just text. And one of the things I encouraged him to do is to think about how he could use imagery and give his site more visual appeal. Because this is, I can't show you what I saw last time. You'll just have to take my word for it. But this is 10x better than it was last time. So like single-handed clap or snaps for Wes for really pushing on that visual interest. To me, one of the things that comes across instantly from Wes's portfolio is that he has strong visual design skills. If you look at his use of typography, the way that he's using and applying different principles of contrast, of consistency, of repetition, it's great to see that all of these cards feel like they're part of a deck of cards, right? They follow the same rules, they're consistent, and yet they're all visually very different. We also got some nice kind of hover interactions as we're mousing over. Cool. And then contact me. Great. So that's kind of a last opportunity call to action. That's always something I encourage people to think about. Sometimes as a missed opportunity is, what do you want people to do? What's the call to action? So here, learn more. Here we get to dive in and learn a little bit more about him. I'm trying to remember what this experience was like before his last iterations. I think the map is super cool. It plays to like this kind of playful, fun, modern design aesthetic that he's going on. It also helps break up this like wall of text with this image. Emoji, yay. Some fun facts. A lot of this, for me personally, it's a little bit too many paragraphs. Something that I tend to suggest people do, there's a few things that I think would help us make this even stronger, this about section, before we dive into a case study. Number one, smiling photo. Preferably a photo that he sent friends or family members that show some context. Maybe he was outside doing an activity that he loves. Maybe he was eating some of his favorite food. Whatever it is, those kind of natural photos with smiling face can go a long way. A few things. Like one, it kind of cuts out the mystery. Cool, this person's smiling. I think they're happy, friendly, positive person. I think to some extent we have to be conscientious of biases, right? So, for example, we automatically attribute people who are more attractive to us as smarter, wealthier, just kind of overall better, even though there's no real basis or causality for that, right? As well as seeing people from different backgrounds, I think it can actually be quite helpful, especially if your company is focused on increasing diversity of backgrounds and diversity of like the faces you see, can also be valuable for that. And then he's got kind of his journey, which is kind of interesting. For me, this is more of an aside. I think it's interesting, and I wonder if this fits in something like a blog post or an aside statement. Something that I'm really looking for from the about section is just, who is Wes outside of being a designer? Is he a cool, interesting person? Now, I know from my experience with him that yes, he is. Some things that can help communicate that story to me very quickly in an about page are photos, links, bullets, like favorite things, favorite book, favorite movie, favorite Game of Thrones character. Some of those little things that help flesh out this person's personality, interests, stuff like that. For me personally, that's what I'm looking for from an about page, even more than like resume, professional stuff, those kinds of things. All right, I'm going to go back to the homepage. Oh, another comment. I like the sticky navigation. I don't feel like I have to go far to reach for the next thing. So I appreciate that. I'm super curious to check this out. So Wes worked on building a design system. We're working on a design system at AngelList. It's off to a decent start, and I'm excited to watch it grow. So I'll talk a little bit about case study expectations. So right off the bat, and actually I can go back, building my first design system, it tells the what. Which is decent. Like Wes did a great job of talking about the what. In this case, media upload improvement by reducing memory recall. This goes into the impact and the how. So for me, this particular case study title is even more powerful, right? Media upload improvement by reducing memory recall. So they improved media upload, which is presumably an impact or desired outcome of this project, by specifically reducing memory recall. So I'm guessing that means they focus more on recognition, like recognition over recall. I'm trying to see if I think that's the best example here. So one thing I would encourage Wes to think about, and other people think about, is how can you bring in some of that impact, right? So increasing speed of design by developing a design system, right? Something like that. In my experience, design systems help with a bunch of different things. They help with consistency. They help with productivity. They help with, those are the two main things. They help with, harmony and visual styles, which have to do a lot with consistency. So I think there's an opportunity there to pull that in and really get impact focused with those case studies. All right, so diving in. Context. When did this happen? So I see how long Wes spent on it, 4 months. When did this happen though? Was this year? Was it last year? Was it 5 years ago? When did Wes do this design system work? Role, lead designer. Role to me is less important and is often ambiguous. Like it doesn't really, like, is Wes the only designer on the team? Like if you're a solo designer, like saying that you're the lead designer doesn't communicate a lot. To me, lead designer implies that there are other designers working with this designer. Anyways, role, I would say don't need to worry about that. Responsibilities, these are the big ones. This is where you can pull in some of your tasks. So I think Wes did a good job here with bullets and making it very easy to scan. If you're having trouble coming up with responsibilities that connect with your audience, one thing that I suggest is actually using lines and strings and examples from the job posts. Most job posts have, let's actually just go take a look. Let me find a designer role here. All right, does it talk about responsibilities? Here we go. Right here. So there's usually a section in most modern job posts about responsibilities or things you're going to do, right? Write and collaborate on project briefs and scope. Craft rational, elegant, delightful solutions. Build wireframes and early stage prototypes, right? So if you worked on wireframes and prototypes, cool. Here's a string you can copy, paste in, and tweak a little bit in your actual case studies if you're looking for text. So don't hesitate to align the story that you're telling with the story that the companies are telling about who they want to hire. I think that's a really easy, quick win for speeding things up. Oh, we're actually starting to share the name, publicize the name of our design system. So our design system, it's no secret, I guess, cat's out of the bag. It's called Halo. I think one of our designers, Lily, suggested that for the name, and it's pretty genius, right? Angel List, Halo. Love it. So that's actually one of the responsibilities listed for this one. All right. And then going back, the next thing I really want, I'm trying to think of other context things. Who you worked with, like any other stakeholders, preferably not random people's names, but what were the other roles that you worked with? Who were the other people? Like, did you work with a product manager? Did you work with a front end engineer? Who did you work with? And then the next thing is diving into why. Like, why did this project exist? I think the most important and interesting question is why, right? Most things stem from why. So how far do I have to go to get to why? Can I scan and get why? There's a lot of, I almost feel like this is a like long read blog post. I don't want to read all of it. I mean, I think it could be interesting just because I know Wes, but something that I would encourage you to think about is how can you make your case studies scannable and grokkable, right? So why did we do this case study? Simple short string. Because we wanted these benefits or these benefits, bullet, 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 bullet. These were the desired outcomes. Okay, those are the desired outcomes. How will you measure success? How will you know when you've achieved those outcomes? Oh, well, here's how we're going to measure success. Bullet, 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 bullet. Cool. All right. So now you know what you want to achieve. What's your strategy? What did you do first? Well, oftentimes the story goes like, you don't know something or you need to find something out, right? So in this case, design system, we know that it's a challenge for multiple designers to work on things and deliver things that are consistent, right? Which is big to really having a cohesive brand experience outwardly. And it can also really speed up productivity if you have, all of your building blocks that you need to make designs. Oh, I've got a form field. Okay, I don't have to reinvent the wheel every time I start a project. Huge productivity thing. So those are great places to start from. And he talked a little bit about, here we go. So interesting. So it does say single designer. And he himself was spread thin. So he's basically like scratching his own itch, which is great. That's the perfect, even as a single designer, depending on the demand, you could be feeling some of these same pressures, right? So what was the first thing that he did? He began with auditing, right? So highlighting these things with different levels of headings. Now, step 1, audit design. Content audit. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, It's clear we have an issue. We have 14 button styles, 9 input box styles, 5 different styles of date pickers. Insanity, right? And then what did he do? Do you see how I'm struggling to kind of pull apart like the clear steps or the story blocks from this? I will call out a few things that I think Wes is doing strong. Less here. I think this would be a great opportunity for a figure caption like he does below. A simple, clean, and helpful stage to showcase people and content. Actually, I like the pattern of having a figure caption. What you write in the figure caption is also very important. For example, this is telling me what it is, I guess. I guess new is a simple, clean, and helpful stage to showcase people and content. But if I looked at these photos and you asked me what those were, that's not what I would tell you. I would say this is like some sort of gene tracking, biology-focused coding system or something like that. Why are you sharing this image with me? So the kind of figure caption that I think would be more effective and that I would expect in this is the old version of the design added significant distractions with bold color headers and navigational elements that distracted from the primary content. In the new design, we've made the navigation much more subtle and really helped the content stand out so that it's easier to focus. Something like that, right? A little story that tells about why you're showing this image. There's some good examples. Like I think Wes does a good job of showing like kind of just enough work. Cool. Elevation, spacing, iconography, color palette stuff. What are these? Oh, some different buttons with properties, design tokens. Another thing I'm looking for links. So there is one link here. That's great. Anytime you're talking about specific concepts in your posts, in your case studies, that you read some blog post or you found information somewhere else that helped you, take the opportunity to link in to your case study. Those can be really helpful, not only for the person reviewing the case study saying like, oh, this person is thoughtful, they're providing these links, they're thinking about their audience. Yay. But it can also be great for just helping design community. You never know when, excuse me. You never know when someone's going to be browsing across this. Maybe I'm a new designer. I'm tasked with coming up with a design system, and I'm going to find some really helpful links in this post. And this post actually helped me out. Think of links. And I know he didn't start with desired outcomes and success metrics, but that's essentially what I would expect in the bottom is results and then lessons learned. What went well on the project, things that you want to keep doing, especially focus on behaviors, right? Behaviors and observed outcomes. When I did this, I had this great outcome. Likewise, what things didn't go so well in the project? When I did this, I had this undesired outcome. And either sharing the solution, something that you tried that resolved the issue, or if it was something that was unresolved, something that you would recommend trying next time or something that you want to try next time to avoid or prevent the issue. All right, that's kind of a portfolio review in a nutshell. I know I spent probably even more time talking about general stuff. Hopefully that was easy enough to follow. And if you are interested, primary student, please use keyframe. I'm totally getting distracted by YouTube's little messaging. Anyone in chat able to weigh in how the stream quality is? YouTube saying the stream status is bad. And I wonder if it's because I have settings set too high. All right, if you have a chance, let me know in chat how things are going. I'm gonna switch gears after giving claps to be a little bit slower. One-handed typing, but something that I always like to do after portfolio reviews. Give some claps, some snaps for my one-handedness. I'll have to point Wes. Chen says it's good. Awesome. Thanks, Chen, for letting me know. It's interesting that the experience viewers are having versus what YouTube says is going on. All right, next up, let's check out some tools, shall we? So another thing that I like to do from time to time is when I come across new tools, I like to share them because you never know when someone is going to be looking for a tool that solves the problem. So this one is called Zen Flowchart. And I discovered this one from Product Hunt, which is also in the AngelList family. How do I plug Product Hunt's? I guess I'll just plug Product Hunt. I'm trying to see, like, I use this Chrome extension where it tells, you know, it basically, every new tab is Product Hunt. So it'll show like some new stuff that's happening. But I guess I'll just go, I suppose I can click here and go to Product Hunt. If you're not familiar with Product Hunt, it's a site you might want to check out and bookmark. It's a place where you can search for design tools, basically startups and makers launching products, web apps, all kinds of stuff. So if you want to be the first on your block to discover something cool, Product Hunt is a great page to solve that need. All right, so back to Zen flowcharts. I'm going to go ahead and just demo it. Like, it looks super simple, right? And I can't remember if I played with this one or not. Let's see what happens. Oh, let's see. Do I have an account? Maybe not. Can I sign up with Google? All right, let me try signing up. Oh, it's associated with another account. All right. I guess this is maybe, take note of this interaction. If you ever have a sign up login form where someone has typed in a valid email address and password for an account, just sign them in. So I actually literally typed the exact same email address and password into the sign up form, and it said like, no, there's already an account with this. And I typed the exact same information into the sign in form, and then I got access. So low hanging fruit, micro interaction, just make the sign up do the same as sign in. If someone enters information and it passes the sign in check, cool, let them in. So that's interesting. I guess I have let's just do a new document to see what it's like. All right, so we've got little tools here. It's pretty faint. It's pretty low contrast, but you can mouse over and see you have these different nodes. This is something simple for making like a sitemap, right? So let's actually delete these, and I'll make my adamruff.com, right? I'll just make a simple sitemap. All right, so on my website, I have work, about, contact. Super simple. /work. slash about. And oh, does it only do 2? It's trying to do one more node. Okay, well I can do this. And do that. So you can tell it was a little odd that I couldn't just keep hitting this plus sign to generate things. But you get the point. It's super easy, right? Oh, why is that coming from that place? That's interesting. There we go. Cool. I'm trying to think of anything else you really need. I guess there's styles. So you could make this green. If you're showing a path, for example, you might do some different styles. So you can say, oh, this is the navigation path. Obviously mine's super flat and super simple, but that's something that you could show. That's Zen flowchart in a nutshell. And after you are done with your flowchart, what can you do? You can export as PNG or you can publish. So let's see what happens when we export it as a PNG. I'm especially interested to see how it cropped. Oh, interesting. It cropped. Oh, wow. It looks quite different, doesn't it? I'm going to zoom in. I guess I'll use this to zoom in. How do I? Let's put that over there. And let me resize this. Just to show side by side. So that's interesting. So if you're looking for a tool that exports kind of exactly what you see, this doesn't appear to be that kind of tool. I have all sans, well, yeah, like it feels more sans serif font. And then we've got this like clearly serif font. The colors look accurate. The line borders look accurate. Another thing to note is that it doesn't provide any padding. So it literally just crops the smallest possible shape, and that's your PNG. It looks like the background is transparent, so it looks like you could, let's see. I think I opened a sketch file. I did. So yeah, it looks, well, I need to give a colored background so we can see. Yes, okay, so it is a transparent background because I can see that under that. Cool. Zen flowchart. If you need something quick and easy and you don't care too much about the visual stuff, it looks like there are options to change the font size. I don't understand what the decision was to export with a different font than what's shown. Maybe that's a bug. I'm not sure how to contact Zen flowchart, but I could search for it on not Product Hunt, and leave some feedback. Zen flow issues. So I'll just keep that tab up to help me remind me to do that later. Zen flowchart. Pretty cool. All right, next, I'm excited to check out this Sketch plugin for importing screenshots faster. I don't know about you, but one of my favorite ways of designing when I'm doing something really quick and simple. For example, let's say I wanted to add a new section to my website about streaming, about live streaming. That's a reasonable thing that I actually should do. I don't really tell that story. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up my screen capture tool, snag it, We'll see how it does with the auto scrolling and see if that's good enough for us to work with. And this will show the default experience of screenshotting. Okay, so I'll pop back over to Sketch and let me pull this stuff off to the side here and let me paste this in. All right, wow, that was a fail. A glitch. This is the glitch version of my website. Okay, so that's not useful. So luckily, the Snagit tool that I use has another method that I think is going to be effective. It's a manual scroll. It looks like the animation may break things. We may have had trouble with that, but let's see if we get something a little bit better. I'm going to go ahead and create another page. Recycle. I'm going to move that to the recycle bin. Boom. Going to move this to the recycle bin. Boom. Just let it all pile up in there. There we go. All right. I think it's done copying. Did I see something yet? Let me see. Just try pasting, see what happens. Ah, I copied something in between. So I need to go back to my editor. Snagit editor. Oh, looks like it hasn't fully processed yet, so I'm still waiting. Nice. Now I got the heads up, it's ready to paste. Back to Sketch and paste. Cool, so that's how I paste screenshots. Actually it did a decent job. I've got a lot of like mouse cursor and scroll bars, but that aside. And then what I always do is come in here, hit A, hit artboard, and then click new selection. And now I've got my artboard. So let's see how it's different with this plugin. Shall we? See if it saves that much time. All right, so I'm gonna download. Name a fair price. 0. I don't understand. What is this? 1 penny? Can it not be 0? Okay, I'm gonna give him... I don't understand. Name a fair price. 2 pennies? 50 pennies. $1. Wait, why does it say 0 plus? Does that seem wrong to you? 0 plus? Shouldn't that mean I should be able to get it for free? Maybe I won't be trying this. I didn't realize this had a paywall behind it. Bolt Sketch plugin free. Free features. Paste into new artboard. Okay. What am I doing wrong? Free. Whoa, what just happened? There we go. All right, so I managed to get in. We should tell Gumroad about this experience. Also, if your thing is free, just put a download button to whoever made this plugin. All right, we can download it. Download. Well, I guess I have it again. I downloaded it twice. So you can see what I'm doing. I'm just double clicking on the Sketch plugin. It says that it's done. Yay. Now let's try the same thing and see what happens. Let's just see that our plugin is there. What's it called again? Bolt? Bolt. Paste into new artboard. So let's just see what happens. Let's get rid of this. Let's grab a screenshot from Wes's homepage. Get rid of that. And I'm just gonna do this. So I've captured an image, I use screenshot, I have it in my clipboard, and now let's see what happens. Does it do it automatically? Paste. Paste here. Okay. Let's try using Runner. You've updated Runner. Restart Sketch. Oh man. Hang on here. Let's try it again. Quit Sketch. Alright, Sketch is restarting. Take a drink of water. Hydrate. Important while you are doing streaming or design work. Alright, so I guess I just said quit Sketch. Update later. Alright, get out of my face. That's nice. It opens exactly to the right dimensions. So I should still have, let's just see if I still have it in clipboard. Yes, I do have it in clipboard. And now let's see. Okay, skip. Okay. All right. Bolt, paste into new artboard. Enter. What? Perfect. Huh. It pasted in an iPhone XS. Okay, so that was useless. Is it just for iPhone things? Is this just for... Maybe I didn't read it. This just goes to the thing, like, people don't read stuff. Did I not read it? Bolt Sketch plugin faster. Import screenshots faster. Got creative inspirations? Now you can import screenshots to Sketch faster. Copy and paste an image from your device or desktop. Bolt will automatically recognize the screenshot size and create a new artboard for you. It's that simple. Well, it seemed to fail pretty epically, right? Like, I took the screenshot. I wonder if it's because I'm using an external tool and not the native tool. So let's see what happens. I do still have native. Here's my native Mac OS screenshotting. So let's try this. 1081 747. So I've got a couple options. One, I just paste it here, right? 1081 747. Or I go to Bolt and it pastes as iPhone XS. So it doesn't look like it works at all. That's why it's good. Now you can save yourself the trouble. Don't bother with this Bolt plugin. because it doesn't do what it delivers. So this is yet another person to follow up with. Say, hey, check out my YouTube video. You can see Bolt epically failing. Please fix. Or let me know when it's fixed, or let me know if there's something else I need to do. Looks like in the video, all he's showing is our iPhone. It's pretty fancy marketing video here. Maybe ask him how he was doing that too. All right, cool. That is, hey Matt, how are you doing? Welcome, welcome. I see something. I wonder, the chat fills in from the bottom. Yes. We are streaming on YouTube today for the first time. Just tried out this plugin for importing screenshots even faster, and it turns out it's slower than how I usually do it. Anywho, it's good to check it out. I can go back and highlight and share that with the maker. Also had a weird experience with Zen flowchart we can share. There was one other thing before I dive into project stuff. Exactly, now I can start learning actual human names. This is yet another benefit of streaming on YouTube. This is great. So far I'm liking it. Outside of YouTube, I'll show you what YouTube is saying. It says my stream status is bad. It's very bad. Use a keyframe frequency of 4 seconds or less. I noticed one thing. I don't have even half the audience that I normally have on Twitch. So I think people don't realize that I'm doing YouTube, and they're not getting the Twitch go live notifications. So I'll have to think about how do I get people over here. Ralph asks, am I here from now on? I think TBD. I mean, if the stream quality is good, I think it makes a lot of sense. I mean, this is honestly the feedback I get from, I ask people I trust, like, what advice do you have for me? They're like, stop streaming on Twitch. Just go to YouTube. Your stuff is not gonna decay after 60 days. It's not gonna disappear. People already have Google accounts. They don't need to create new accounts, so there's far less friction. People have more experience navigating YouTube and just like using YouTube, so that should be easier. I think the feels bad man part is just starting over from scratch. A little bit of that feeling and excitement, right? As you may have noticed, like, oh, I'm in color, right? I've got my I've got a slightly cool color toned filter on now, and have a little bit different like setup. Matt says theater mode from Twitch is better. Interesting. Theater mode is basically the full screen takeover. What specifically do you like better about that, Matt? I'm curious because I'm super eager to get feedback from both sides of the experience. So I'm showing the super boring flowchart while we're chatting. And by the way, this is a fantastic time to answer questions. I'm pretty much done with the few things I wanted to share. There's one other thing that I thought was pretty cool. I don't remember who made this. You can find it out on Product Hunt. YouTube theater mode doesn't include chat. Ooh, ouch. Got it. So there's no easy way to maximize the video and still be chatting. That is a bummer. I wonder if there's something. I'll have to look into embedding YouTube. What's possible with embedding YouTube and embedding YouTube chat? Because it looks like, I mean, there's, let's see, I'll be curious. If I go to this URL and I say, like, can I literally just go to this URL and see the live chat? I can. So I don't know if that means I can embed it. Oh, this is interesting. Welcome to live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community guidelines. Interesting. One thing I haven't figured out is Streamlabs. So Streamlabs alert. By the way, if anyone's tuning in and you haven't already subscribed, I should get into the habit of inviting people to subscribe, because that's the easiest way to get a reminder when I go live. I don't know if there's any other benefits besides that. Cool, I know you're here. I can see that people are migrating over. This site, which I'll post in chat, so far for me the biggest thing that I think, I don't know why Twitch is not on this, like their highest priority for chat is for YouTube chat. The chat is here. Like, someone new comes in, they can scroll back and see everything that happened in chat history. Where Twitch, like if I accidentally refresh my screen or I close the little browser, like I lose everything. So that alone, for me, assuming quality is the same, is a pretty big reason to just commit and go all in with switching over from YouTube. The startup Bibles thing, I don't know, whatever. I don't know that it's a Bible or these are Bibles, but they're interesting collection of publicly shared docs from different companies. Like, I'll call out Basecamp. I think Basecamp has a really cool doc. They talk a lot about, where is it? I think in their benefits, what do they talk about? I thought they talked about salaries somewhere. There's no search. I guess that's something that would be nice. Where we work. Basecamp is you. No. Oh, I have to click around and find all this stuff. Maybe it's not in this doc. Maybe there's another doc. Anyways, there was a doc talking. Maybe it wasn't even Basecamp. I could be confusing them. Anyways, a lot of these companies, like Basecamp is one I have a huge amount of respect for. I really like the way that this company has been run, the products they make, and a lot of the stuff that they've shared about it. MailChimp is another huge one. I don't know. I have a special place in my heart for like bootstrapping companies or companies that have gone really far with limited to no venture capital or outside investors. But you've got like big brands like Netflix, you've got Uber, Stripe, Product Hunt. Sweet. Product Hunt has stuff on there. Stack Overflow. If you work at a company that has docs that are publicly available that you think would benefit the world, it looks like there's a place to submit that. And yeah, I think it's a great place to like peruse if you're researching a specific topic. It looks like a lot of like culture, values stuff. I'm trying to see what else is in here. I guess that's one. This is one annoying thing. I will call this out. Like, as beautiful and calming as this site is, it uses a super annoying pattern. And this is one of my biggest pet peeves, this hover pattern. So what's so annoying about this is it's the site being lazy. It's the site saying, hey, I'm gonna sit over here and eat donuts, and you, silly human, have to try to remember what all the things were. You have to remember you saw culture, policies, process, remote. Basecamp, culture, process, policies, remote. Culture, process, policies, remote. Basecamp, culture, process, policies remote. That's an incredible amount of work for my brain to do that my brain doesn't want to do. So if you find yourself working with products and experiences that use this pattern, please be kind to people and don't be lazy. And if this information is valuable, then display it somewhere. Put filters, right? Have different sections for things. Do something to make this better. Like I could easily see, is this just one doc? Are there only one? There's just one doc section. I could actually see I could imagine a few different design options. One would be a list of the companies. Actually, we can do some design surgery. Should we do it? So this is something else that I do occasionally. It's like looking at a site and figuring out small hacks to improve things and make things better. So let's take a screenshot of this. I'm gonna do the scrolling screenshot. Cool, that's it. And let's find some space over here. All right, so here's artboard 1. Here's current, right? And then I'm just going to duplicate the artboard because I have 2 ideas. Well, I have many more ideas than that, but let's actually just go with idea 1. So idea 1. All right, this I think is going to be cool. We'll see how cool it is. I'm going to use Basecamp. Actually, let's use Product Hunt as the example because Product Hunt is part of my company. So let's show them some special love. Got this brand guideline. Let's go ahead, and what I'm going to do is take a screenshot of this as well. Cool. I'm glad that wasn't super long. Oh, stop. There we go. Okay, that's been pasted. Back to Sketch. I'm going to paste it right here. And, oh, interesting. The scrolling has some weirdness. I'm going to be annoyed by that, so I'm going to go ahead and fix that. Oops. By the way, if you can't see, I'm doing everything one-handed because I injured my wrist. And actually the most annoying thing about injuring my wrist I found, besides one-handed typing and like trying to do things one-handed, is sleep. Like I felt like I've been sleeping worse than I can remember. I feel like I'm just constantly waking up because the arm. I'm gonna have to try to maybe do a little bit more ibuprofen tonight, see if that helps. Okay, did I want to make that into an artboard? I don't think so, because actually I'll duplicate this and I'm going to shrink it down. Oh wow, I forgot the chunk. Okay, create a group. Duplicate the group. I'm gonna bring this over here. I'm gonna shrink it down a little bit. Maybe I just do it like that. Let me know when you can guess where I'm going with this. All right, and then let's see, what do I need here? I need a rectangle. That. Take that, and I'll get rid of the border. And then, let's see. All right, this will be super janky. It's not going to be polished by any means. Oh shoot, you know what? Why is that not bigger? Let me go to 100%. Let me grab a bunch of these icons really quick. Logos, rather. Come over here. I could just do it with the same one. People would get the point. But let's just grab this top row. So what I'm thinking about is thinking about how to flatten things out. And what struck me is that, I go back to the website, right? So I see brand guidelines, how to launch product. I get a lot of context about what documentation is available. I think if I mouse over branding, marketing, design, I basically get the same kind of information from this hover state that I get from the actual doc. So I'm thinking that this could actually be a lot faster experience by let's just simplify, man. All right, let's group that. I'm just gonna, let me use my craft actually. Let me just duplicate this even more times. Let's do this, I don't know, 20 times with 0 space. 20 is probably way too many, huh? Oh yeah, that's fine. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to cut off that, scale to the bottom of the page. Great. Now, oh, I actually want to delete all these now because I need to. Oh no. Where did everything go? What is this group? I don't know what that is. This. Oh, I see. It starts from... Aha. So this is actually the one I want to keep. So let me delete these. Let me delete that. Let me ungroup this. Okay. Now we're getting there. And let's make this a different color so that I have an easier time seeing where this page ends. Oops, I don't want to stretch out the logo though. Okay, cool. All right, that's got it. Let's do a little shortcut. Okay, now, nice. Cool. Now I think I'm ready to duplicate. All right, now I can do this. 10? Nope. 14, 12, 11, 12. Okay, fantastic. Now I've got all those. Now I just sprinkle in some of these. I could have made a symbol. Ugh. You ever do that? You like start making something and you realize, oh, I could have saved time by making this a symbol. But anyways, it's no big deal. I'm literally just gonna come over and do some hacky stuff like this. All right, I can get that bitmap out of the way. And do that. And do that. Did I get the below it? There we go. Great. Now, what do I want to do with this? I want to do multiply. Yes. I want to remove the white background, basically. I don't want to do that. Multiply. Let me see. I can probably. Multi-select is so hard doing like command click with a touchpad. This might be one. Having an injured hand is like one situation where I'm feeling like I could benefit from using a mouse. Multiply. Okay, a few more. Bear with me. I don't know why I feel like this is so important, but it'll make me feel a little bit better just to know that things are consistent. And then I won't mind so much that there's a million Amazons. Cool. All right, so these are all butted up against each other. And let's do something special for this one. No, wait. Oh, I need Product Hunt's logo. All right, I'm gonna do one more. Shoot, what zoom did I have that at? Did I have it at 100? We shall find out. What is this? There we go. That's more like it. That was so odd. Okay. Great, so now we have product hunt. So this one, let's make this white. Now it's clear that's the selected one. And let's think about something that's maybe, oh, why is this? I thought I, shoot, did I? All right, we're just gonna do this. Trying to eyeball kind of center this. Cool. All right. Now, how about something that's a little bit, has some of the aesthetics? Can we combine these things to a group? Yes, of course we can. Can we do some shadowing that's similar? I know that light source is top down, but I'm thinking, can we do something really subtle? Oops. And take this color, darker, lighter, lighter. A little light. It's maybe even too dark, huh? Something really subtle. That's pretty subtle. I also feel like we need more space below it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Kind of where that content starts. Great. Like right there. Okay. And then maybe experiment with some color real quick here. I'm gonna grab that's way too dark. That's also very dark. Huh, looks a lot darker than I'm thinking. Maybe we can do two fills. One, oh, let's duplicate the fill actually. Duplicate, remove. This one will be what that? Does that feel like a more consistent color that might map with these things? I don't know how I feel about the white now. It kind of looks awkward depending on where it's coming from in the page. Should we make it darker? And set it back? Could just be subtle. Or could be stronger. Maybe like that? What do you think? I think this is too... Are these things way too wide, these buttons over here? Should it be smaller? Should it have the name? Should we have the name of the company next to it, maybe? Let's see, what font is this website using? Can we use the same one? Font family, Apple System. System font. What is the Mac system font? San Francisco? Is that it? Anyone in chat now? Mac system font. The appropriately named Mac OS Lucida Grande serves as from the what? Mac OS High Sierra font system. I don't even know what that means. All right, skip this. It's a simple, clean sans serif font. Fair enough. Simple, clean sans serif font. Open Sans bold actually looks pretty darn nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and no, yes, no. Clearly my, oh come on, you're killing me. Just killing me. All right, select it. Color 000, alpha 90, great, Amazon. $25. Let's see. I don't know how long names. How long are these company names? What's the longest one? Stack Overflow. Let me just test with Stack Overflow. Stack Overflow. Okay, that seems like it could work. So now I'm gonna put it in this element, and this is totally where I should make a symbol. Let's do that. Let's create a symbol, and I'll make editing all these things. This is called the list item. Sure. List item. What? Wait a minute. Oh no. I created the background as something called list item. It's not what I want to do. I want to make this the symbol. Startup list item. Great. Now I can go play around with this thing. Let's put this in a box, maybe a square. So (64 by 64). That's probably going to be big enough for most of these. So let's do that. And then I'm going to copy this and fill with image. Then paste. And this is where I can start. This is where I can pull in some of those rounded corners. And get rid of the border. And have the shadow. So let me go to this. Does it? It has some shadow by default. Let me take a peek at that. Box shadow, box shadow. Here we go. RGBA. So let's set this at 1. I know it's at 12, but that will let me get a hex. That's my hex for the shadow. And then it's 830. Got it. Back to sketch. Shadow. 830. This hex and 12%. There we go, super subtle, nice. Now I've got that bitmap gone. The icons are gonna look a little bit cramped. What can I do about that? I can put a border on the outside that is 8 pixels and is white. And then I can expand. Where does the trying to see, does the shadow start from the border, or is the border covering up the shadow? It looks okay. Let's do that. Then I want to have it vertically centered. Great. And I'm going to position it at 48 pixels. I'm going to create an 8 pixel grid basically. All right, let's see what that looks like. That looks decent. Yes? No? I think the one thing that's difficult to see, I can't see at a glance like how many people are in chat. Is anyone in chat? Venigoo! Hey! Welcome, welcome. Glad you found your way over here from the usual Twitch side of things. I like the star too. Hope your day is going awesome. Doing a little bit of live design surgery here on my first YouTube stream. Interesting. I don't think the chat participant list doesn't work. And I don't actually know how I see the number of people. Public view. Oh, maybe analytics? Ah, there we go. So it's got live analytics, it looks like. Nice. All right. Venigoo, what's new with you? If you've got a question or something to share, happy to check it out. Hold on one second. Gotta take a call here. All right, urgent call from the wife. I'm gonna help her review and edit something. She's gonna email me. I'll get back to that. So Venigoo, just to bring you up to speed, I was sharing a few things, and you can find them all in chat, which is amazing because YouTube captures all the chat and you can see it. Let me refresh it so it's not crazy borders. But there's this cool site with documents from some popular or highly respected startups that have these public docs that you can check out, which is cool. What's annoying is this annoying hover pattern, like forcing me to remember what these things are about, and then having to wait for this new page to load and basically getting the same information here. So I am doing a little bit of live design surgery here with the hopes that I can share this with the maker of the Startup Bible site, and who knows, see if we can get some new streamline experiences, at least as a test. All right, so I'm gonna grab all these things because these are not symbols. I'm just gonna grab this group and I'm gonna pluck it outside. I don't know why Sketch doesn't automatically bring it outside of the artboard when that happens. Okay, and then I need 11 of these. I'm just gonna use craft real quick to spit out. Oh, wait a minute, what's going on here? Hold on. Something doesn't look right. Okay. Got it, actually it's fine. I was concerned. No, I didn't mean to do that. I want to ungroup. There we go. Now I can duplicate these. A message is held for review. Show. Oh, that's interesting. So it looks like links, if you want to share a link, it gets held for review. And I'm curious to check out what is Matt sharing with us here. "100 social icons sketch resource." Is this what you're sharing? The 100 social icons? Oh, this could be a place to pull a bunch of brands if I wanted to. Did you use this for a project recently, Matt? Where? There it is. Awesome. Yes, if I want to build this out more, I could definitely grab that. All right, I think I can make this super simple, and I just need the product hunt one, and I'll come over here, and it's a symbol. I put product hunt in there. I put product hunt as the text, and then I wanted to do something to show. So actually, for this symbol, there's gonna be a variant. Let's see. I will create a new symbol, so I'll detach, and then I'll create a new symbol for the active item. I want it to be subtle. I think that looks nice. Let's try this. Cool. So let me grab this and create a new symbol. This is startup list item active. Cool. All right, now I'll just do a little bit of cleanup because I see little things that are niggling and are gonna bug me. Okay, cool. Paste, border. There we go. And then I think there was this thing over here. I think those are the only rough edges, like outside of this text being blurry. I think that's it. I suppose I could look at spacing. Why don't we do it? We're already here. $175. Just see if I put the same amount of spacing. It's interesting, the other content doesn't start at that height. I think it's fine. I think aligning it to where the other content started is probably the right way to go. Nice. That's pretty cool. Yes, no? I could spend more time updating the icons. Maybe I will, but let's just like take a look at that. I see. I'm gonna do a cleanup on this too. Just so I have apples to apples comparison. There's that weird thing at the bottom. Let's nab that too. Hey, how many people in chat are Game of Thrones fans and are caught up with all of the episodes. Okay, cool. These are ready. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and Matt's a fan, not caught up yet. Okay, no spoilers, please. Then no spoilers. I'm surprised at the amount of like strong reactions and whining criticism. Like I heard there's a petition with something like 300,000. Is that, am I remembering it correctly? Like 300,000 signatures for HBO to redo season 8. I'm just like, really? I think at this point, like, people just love to whine, and you can't make people happy. They're gonna whine about stuff. All right, let's get this into InVision. The way that I like to do that is through the craft plugin. So I'm gonna use runner select. I start typing select. I do select all artboards. Oh no, I don't want all artboards. All right, I'll just do this manually. Shift click. I think I'll probably have to sign in. Let's find out. Yes. Adam Ruff. The format doesn't look right. Make sure there aren't any typos. Here's another pet peeve too. Like, be smart about when you start providing hint text, right? I'm like not done yet. I'm typing one-handed. So like, calm down. I think I know my password. Let's find out. I'm going to create a prototype. It's going to be called Startup Bible Design Surgery. Device type will be desktop. And here we go. Let's let that magic happen. Do. Auto sign in, thank you. Here we go. All right, so current. So this is the idea of the current experience, right? It's like, what's nice about it? It's pretty. It's a very calm. The cool colors are soft. Got really nicely rounded corners. Feels very safe. I'm not gonna poke my eye out with anything on this site. It's fantastic. Not only do we have logos, but we have company names. Cool. Oh, I'm missing this from the new site. I have to figure out where to put that. Let me actually hop back into Sketch real quick, because there's a couple of things actually. Want featured on Product Hunt. If I don't include these elements, I'm not really being honest to the idea, right? I think maybe there's a few different places that it could anchor. Let me grab this like company or brand name that made this as well. Let's grab that real quick. Slight. Watch, I'm probably gonna go over to Slight and see that it's like this website that uses this format to make microsites, and then I'm gonna be like, oh, my idea is like either could be silly and they're not gonna do it, or it's a game changer for them. Let's see what this is. Oh, this is not actually the site. I'm in InVision. Ever done that before? You actually think you're in the website when you're still in InVision? Slight, right? Where teams share knowledge. Interesting. Okay, so cool. Oh, is this like a Notion competitor? Interesting. So this might be something to actually try out. Let's just share this site too. If anyone wants to try it out. Their slide. It looks Notion-esque. All right, back to Sketch because we're gonna finish this up before we head out. All right. 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48. That looks pretty nice. Where do we want to anchor this? Do you want to anchor it up here with submit yours? Let's see if it's the same height. Kind of. Anchor it here. Anchor here. Anchor here. I feel like top right might be... Top right feels, just based on my quick floating around with it. Okay. 8, 16. Sure, let's try that. How's that? Now we've got who it's by, we've got the product hunt. Now we've got all of the essential elements. Yes? All right, cool. All we have to do is save it and then update. And that's going to update that in Envision. And oh, wait a minute. Is this actually how big it is? It is, isn't it? It's huge. Wait a minute. Yes, that's accurate size. So I see responsive might need responsive might need some design. I was designing it at a very large viewport, wasn't I? Holy moly. Yeah, 1729. Got it. Okay. That's not really gonna work that well for... That's not gonna work so well for having people check it out because it's too big. So let me go back with this. Let me pull this out. There's a 1440. Actually, I can probably just crop. Let me see what I can get away with in cropping. 1440. And then have this be horizontally centered. Ah, the product hunting gets cut off. Good thing I have that as an image. How does it sit? Yeah, it's kind of just hanging out there. X number of pixels off. It's further over than that. And then I think I had... I'll just make a new one. I thought I had a block somewhere. Here we go. Okay, so that's 1440. This is gonna kill my design, but that's okay because I made this as symbols. That's fantastic. Now I can see how much more room I need. One, two, three, four. Great. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17. Okay. 17 times 8. 136. So I need to knock off 136 in width for these symbols. So I should be able to do that fairly easily. Minus, what did I say, 136? I think so. And fit, and do the same thing here. This might get us into some trouble. Minus 136. Holy moly. Okay, let's 1, 2, and 1, 2. And fit, and let's go back to the page. Awesome. Okay, let's do this then. Let's select these two artboards and update them. And we're almost at 8 o'clock. So I'm gonna wrap up here. So this is gonna be something that will work at Does that make sense? Oh, I know. I should do background. There we go. Oh, there's something odd going on there, huh? Oh, did I add, oh, I did something with shadows, didn't I? All right, I have time to fix that. Phew. There we go. Nice. All right, we're winding down here. That's gonna be fixed in a minute. I should see that go away. Come on, come on, come on, come on. You can do it. Oh, but this didn't get saved. Why not? Save. There we go. Cool. Now, it feels a little bit, this placement actually feels awkward now. So maybe there's one more tweak. %. Trying to line up exactly, yes. That looks correct. All right, and what should we align this with? Should it align with roughly with the text? Oh wow, this thing also got cut off. I gotta do the... Alright. That's something that also got cut off, so let's grab that. Oh, I gotta go all the way up. I don't want it more than 100%. Okay, this is gonna be where it takes some scope precision. There we go. Let's get that. I can put that over here. What do you think? Should we center this or keep it? Should we keep it right aligned? We can keep it right aligned. Try to have the the spirit of this align as much as possible. 2. Okay. And that thing, we're going to group this. And my tricky shortcuts. All right, nice. What do you think? Chat, thumbs up, thumbs down. Is this, maybe the better question is, how much better is this than the existing site? So just to be clear, we don't have all the interactions, but, oh, where did it go? Did I lose the startup Bible thing? Startup Bible. There it is. Right? We've eliminated having to mouse over to see these different things because you can just as quickly preview. So click on Product Hunt, boom, you've got Product Hunt stuff. This would be fairly easy to make into a clickable prototype. I could do like one other companies and basically copy and do the same thing. But yeah, I will. I'll shoot this over to Slight team, see what they think. All right, huge thanks for everyone who made it over here to YouTube to help me out. I know that it was a little odd getting started, but I really appreciated you helping me kick the tires. I learned a bunch about how chat works and about to ignore maybe the streaming status. And it was cool. I think my plan is to continue doing the YouTube streaming. I just need to do more marketing and make sure the word gets out so people know and they're not showing up on Twitch at 6 p.m. Hopefully that works. If you have any other feedback on how to improve this stream or future streams, hit me up, adam@adamruff.com, or find me on Twitter. Of course, if you haven't done it already, try to get in this habit too. Easiest way to get notified, I think, is click the subscribe button. So thanks everyone tonight for showing up. Really appreciate you being here, and you're awesome. See you next week. Bye now.